My name is Justine Jacobs. I was raised in a Catholic home and always had a knowledge of God and the church growing up. My family has always been a sounding board for me, both intellectually and spiritually, in my walk with God. And so I always kind of felt that I wanted to know more about Him and seek Him. And when I was in junior high, I became really involved in a youth group that's actually right around the corner from here. And it was during those years through fellowship and trips and worship that I grew in my relationship with Christ, and I felt that I actually had like a personal relationship with my Creator. And I really felt that I could speak to Him and pursue Him through that youth group and through prayer. Throughout different time periods of my life, I have felt my relationship with God kind of wax and wane. And I found myself pulling away from God and then kind of seeking Him out again. And when I went to college, I felt very uncomfortable on my own at first, and it was a really difficult transition for me. And during that time, I kind of leaned back on my faith in order to kind of get me through that period. So when I did lean back on my faith, I became very involved in the Catholic Student Association at my school. And I felt that I was really becoming close to God again. Ultimately, for various reasons, I felt that the Catholic Church wasn't fulfilling me in the end, and I kind of decided to seek God through other means. I went to get my master's degree in Florida, and I was kind of hoping that that time period would be like a really awesome experience, and I would love it there. And ultimately, I found that I really wasn't fulfilled there, and I was kind of isolated and lonely. And at that time, I just felt that I wasn't happy, and that I didn't know if there was a plan for my life. And if there was a plan, I couldn't figure out what it was. So I decided to come back to New Jersey to be at home and kind of figure out my career and my life from there. It was after I came back, I was invited to join a Bible study by a close friend of mine, and it was at that Bible study that I met my husband Andrew, and through that Bible study and through meeting him, having God become central in my life. Kind of happened again, and I was kind of put back on the path of following Him and pursuing, His plan for me. And I think that ultimately that plan has led me here today, which is cool. I'm like a far from perfect person. I'm very anxious. I need frequent reminders that God is sovereign and that He has control of my life and that there is a plan for me and that He will not forsake me. Definitely a work in progress, but I know that I have been saved by Christ and that I'm a precious child of God. And I think that sometimes thinking that and actually feeling that and believing that are two very different things. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to believe it and feel it, in addition to just knowing it. Looking back on the seasons of my life, I can say that through both bad times and good times, I'm always better when I am in relationship with Christ. I'm happy that I can proclaim that truth today in front of the church body and my family and friends.